serving a warrant at an apartment complex near First Street in Roosevelt. Police and the suspect exchanged gunfire after officers entered the apartment. The suspect then jumped from a second-story balcony and ran away from the area. The suspect identified as 37-year-old Kenneth Hearn. However, this afternoon, the suspect was captured following another shooting near Baseline Road and Lakeshore Drive in Tempe. The suspect has been transported to a local hospital. In the meantime, California Representative Kevin McCarthy finally securing enough support from fellow Republicans to win the speakership.
McCarthy striking several deals with those conservative holdouts in order to secure the vote, including potentially allowing a change to the House rules so that a single lawmaker might be able to force a vote to remove the Speaker of the House.
A jackass is driving like he's in a school zone.
Over Representative Hakeem Jeffries, 212 votes. Jeffries, now the minority leader, the first black lawmaker to lead a party in Congress. Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Washington.
Out to the roadways now. Valley Chevy Dealers Traffic Center. The latest information, we have an extrication taking place. It's on I-17 and milepost 244 in the southbound lane. Once again, I-17 milepost 244. And then a couple of accidents in Phoenix, North 51st Avenue, West Thomas Road. Also North 7th Street, East Greenway Parkway. And KTAR weather for the valley, currently 63 degrees in Buckeye. Low the night, 46. Tomorrow, 70. Weather brought to you by Howard Air. Whether replace or repair, call Howard Air. I'm Jim Princeton on Arizona's news station, KTAR News.
The Think Tank, KTAR News on 92.3 FM and KTAR.com.
Mike O'Neill here. We are continuing our think tank.
I don't usually make that U-turn in the wrong spot right there, but after being stuck behind that car doing like 15 and a 25, I didn't want to be stuck behind him trying to make a U-turn. I'm late for work. I mean, I'm not late, but the potential for me being late is pretty high right now. So it's Saturday, January 7th, 2023. 6:33 p.m. right now. It was exactly 6:30 when I was starting the video. Trying to get it started. KTAR has a sounder that they play right at the bottom of the hour when they do their local headlines, and I was trying so hard as I was coming out my alley to get this recording right then. I was coming out the alley at the usual, check the traffic. It's not too bad, which was kind of my reminder that, oh damn, it's Saturday. Yeah, this is turning into a hell of a work week for me. Never found myself doing Amazon continuous Friday through Wednesday, but that's what I'm on right now. Yeah, every time I've ever worked a Friday, I've had Saturday off. You know, I mean, I had Thursday off and Saturday off. Usually I've had, actually most days when I've worked a Friday at Amazon, I've done my show at my former show at Bullock's Cocktails karaoke show, and then I've done my Friday night, and then I have Saturday off. Or has been the case the last couple of weeks. I've had Thursday night off, worked Friday night, had Saturday night off, went back to work on Sunday. So the Friday was kind of like a bonus day. And lately it's been like fun times working with Cody. I really enjoy working with Cody, and then that being followed by Saturday night off, which granted lately I just seem to be sleeping right through it, and which I nearly did today, but that's a separate tragedy. Went through and then anyway, starting my regular work week back on So the fact that I went home after work, went to bed, set my alarms, and I'm on my way to work again, it has me feeling like it's a Monday night as opposed to Saturday night. And where it really hit me that, oh dang, it's Saturday, was when I was in my driveway and I looked at the traffic and I'm like, oh, traffic isn't as bad. And then it hit me, it's like, oh, just because it's almost 6:30 on a Saturday versus a Monday. Which isn't to say that there's not traffic, otherwise I wouldn't be coming down here on the 143 to the 10. But not as bad. Looking at the traffic view, and of course I'm shooting videos, so I'm always running the risk of traffic changing on me while I'm not watching the traffic view. I keep saying I'm going to set up a second camera holder in here, phone holder. I mean, but yeah, I haven't made any progress with that. Which reminds me, I never did find my old one that I used before the one I'm using now. The old one being the one that I bought at, oh heck, I'm trying to remember the name of the place. Bought it at Bed Bath & Beyond when I was trying to find, when my daughter was in the hospital in Mesa. Dang, I've been doing this vlog for a while. My daughter was in the hospital in Mesa, and I was trying to find her a radio that met their very specific requirements of not having any cords, not having any speakers, just a headset radio, and quickly realizing that, wow, that's a product that's not really sold in stores anymore. Yeah, at Best Buy, I had to explain to the guy what the hell a radio was. So I looked, where are your radios? It's like, do you mean Bluetooth speakers? I'm like, no, radio. The kid literally had no idea, was just at a complete loss as to what a radio was. Anyway, I never did find a headset radio. I did find some online on Amazon, which I was concerned about by the time I ordered one and it got to me that she would be released. It would be a waste of money. And I was contemplating making one because I bought some kind of neat looking headphones that I thought I'd give her just because they were neat looking headphones, which of course she couldn't have there because they have cords. And I was contemplating just, I hate to be the guy passing on the right, but this guy in the semi doesn't seem to be passing in his passing lane. So I said, I guess that needed done. Anyway, yeah, I was contemplating trying to, I bought a little battery operated radio, which, you know what, I think is still in my apartment somewhere, still in packaging. Surprise. I'm pretty sure I gave the headphones to Allison after she got out of the hospital. But at one point I was contemplating trying to build my own. And somebody that worked there said that they had the one that they were going to bring in for her. So anyway, wow, it's crazy how vividly those memories came back to me, just trying to think of something else. It's weird how my brain is wired like that. And if I was trying to think of that, I wouldn't have been able to think of that, of course. Anyway, what the heck was I just saying? Something that led me to think of that. Now that I can't remember. Something about headphones. Oh, phone mount. Yeah, so anyway, while I went into Bed Bath & Beyond, which was kind of reaching, but I figured, well, I was right there, may as well see what they have. Sometimes they have some interesting electronic gadgets and clearance. And they had what looked to be a really awesome phone holder. And I was looking for something to hold my phone. driving for doing this vlog. And God, I think prior to that, anytime I shot while I was driving, I actually held the phone in my hand. Which obviously I didn't do very often. Memory serves. Anyway, I ended up buying that, and I used it for a while. And at one point, I took it out of the car because I was taking the car. To Rob's to be worked on. This is before I had that huge period. It seemed like the period where I had no car and was vlogging, just what a pain in the ass it was living without a car, taking the bus everywhere. God, that was such a terrible, dark part of my life. It seemed like that went on forever, and it's kind of hard to remember that there actually was a period of this vlog before that. But yeah, it was in the period before that. Seems like somewhere in there, although it might have been after that. Now I'm a little vague on that. But I do remember taking it out because it wasn't sticking to the windshield very good. And I was going to try to clean up the little suction cup sticky part and see if I could get that better. And then somewhere along the lines, I lost it, presumably inside my apartment. I never have found it. I think I was talking about getting a second phone holder, because that would solve the second phone holder problem. And why was I talking about that? I was talking about that because it would be really nice to be able to shoot video and simultaneously have my iPhone showing me my traffic view. The Obama phone has become completely useless for traffic view since sitting on it and crushing its screen and at the Smashing Pumpkins concert. Turns out it was the Smashing Phone concert more than the Smashing Pumpkins concert. Smashing Pumpkins were great live, by the way. So, for those who are wondering, are they, as old as they are? It's kind of funny. I mentioned that concert to some people, and they're like, "Whoa, Smashing Pumpkins are still together?" I'm like, "Yeah, they just released their album." In fact, I mentioned that is actually part of the conversation I had with Chris, my co-worker that I brought home after work on Thursday night. Yeah, I got the feeling she's never going to want to hang out with me again after the way that went, which is borderline usual. Although granted, I nearly killed her in a car accident. So, I mean, maybe I should say incident, not accident, because I didn't actually hit anything. Or I guess technically I did. I scraped my front bumper, but I didn't damage anything. But I came pretty freaking close. I was chatting with her. Probably not watching the road as much as I should have been, because I'm used to just either driving alone and not talking, focusing completely on the road, or as is in the instance of this vlog, I'm talking to myself, but my primary focus is the road. And it was just such a different thing to actually have a person in the car with me. I wasn't watching the road good enough. She screamed. I noticed that the traffic that I was following had all but come to a stop in front of me, and I overcorrected, locking up my brakes. Not unlike what I did when I took my last trip to Los Angeles, which I didn't do a whole lot of vlogging on that trip. God, even that was after my vlog. Didn't do a whole lot of vlogging on that trip because I didn't have much in the way of spaces on my phone. I didn't have enough data on my phone. That's when I was still using Cricket, so I didn't have enough data on my phone to upload upload the stuff that was clogging me up, and then it was becoming even more complicated because the phone, whenever it would find, whenever it would have enough data, or it would find Wi-Fi, and I didn't realize it had found Wi-Fi. And I think this is before I started using the Cox hotspot, so that was, which sucks because I mean I had Cox hotspot then, I just didn't have it configured in my phone. Yeah, it would end up uploading. You know, and I think the problem was that it uploaded whatever my next videos were to upload to YouTube. It had iMovie. I had my old iPhone 6s Plus before I got mugged and it was stolen in front of Bullocks. It had and whatever the next one I needed to upload. It had uploaded to iCloud, creating a situation where I had to download like a couple videos. I had to download them from iCloud back to my phone before I could upload them to YouTube, and it just created just a need for Wi-Fi bandwidth that I just simply wasn't having, and didn't have enough data left on YouTube to accomplish it. Consequently, yeah, I didn't shoot much video on that trip, but I know I talked about it because that was terrifying. Same sort of thing. Traffic was flying along on the freeway and took my eyes off the road for just a moment. And the traffic in front of me went from driving freeway speed to nearly complete stop. And I looked up and freaked out. And became that guy. Jammed up my brakes, and quickly found out for the first time that, oh yeah, the Saturn doesn't have anti-lock brakes because this car was, that was an optional feature on this car that whoever bought this car didn't get. My first Saturn had anti-lock brakes. My first Saturn, which I got through my marriage, my ex-wife had bought it like maybe a couple days before she met me. Was a 2001 SL2, and it was loaded. It had every option on it except for it had a 5-speed manual transmission, not an automatic transmission. My ex-wife was really good at driving stick. Actually, she was. In fact, quite possibly the only woman I've ever dated who was good at driving a car with a manual transmission. So she had ordered it specifically with a 5-speed. And I do miss that. I miss driving a 5-speed. That car was an absolute dream to drive. I can't complain. Like, this car, for having such a tiny engine, doesn't really suffer from being gutless, but yeah, I don't have the option of hitting the clutch and downshifting when I want an extra burst of speed like I did in that. Nor do I have the option of overshifting and idling to get extra mileage in that thing. Now, I do believe that this car has the computer option in it to tell me how much fuel I'm burning in the moment. You know, calculate like the actual mileage I'm getting at that particular moment. But as I've shown before, and I can't really show right now because I need to focus on the road because it keeps changing speeds. Presumably the guy that sold it to me, but somebody before has deliberately damaged the display, digital display, which would normally show the odometer. But if it's, I would assume this has the same kind of trip computer my other Saturn had, where you can hit the button next to it. Yep, it's got the button. Couldn't see it, I had to reach over, I could feel it. Hit the button next to it, and it would change it to several different display options. Trip meter was one of them, but then one of them was on the fly estimation of how much mileage you were getting. And anyway, the reason I was thinking about that is when I drive the old Saturn, the wife had custom ordered, because she was a salesperson at Saturn Scottsdale, which was up at Scottsdale Road and Frank Lloyd Wright. She would actually, she used to always keep the thing on the odometer setting. I was the one who showed her that it had that option to always show what you were getting on the fly the mileage, and it allowed me to, and her as well, but I was a lot more into it than she was, but to adjust my driving behavior as far as like how I was shifting, and you know, when I was romping on the gas versus when I was pushing on the accelerator, as if there was an egg under my foot. Things that what it was giving me in mileage at the moment. And it was kind of funny, like some behaviors that people that you would think would cause you to get worse mileage often would increase my mileage, because it would allow me to quickly get into a gear where, and I'm talking a lot of times like really quick starts from traffic lights, allow me to quickly get into a gear RPM ratio where I was getting over 40, sometimes even close to 50 miles to the gallon, depending on the incline of the road and the traffic. Anyway, it's kind of frustrating to know this car has that feature, and at the rate of going, we'll probably never be able to use it because that's such an awkwardly difficult thing to fix on this car. And the juice generally isn't worth the squeeze, just because the one time I went to a shop to see what it would cost to fix it, I was like, oh snap. And that was about all the farther that went. But hey, I appreciate Dick's Speedo Tac and Scottsdale for being willing to try to actually do it there in Tempe. Tempe Scottsdale border on the Tempe side. At least they were willing. They did say if I was able to find the part that they would be able to do it for less. And I found the part once in a junkyard when I found a spare rim and something else I needed for this car. I forget, but I never made it back. Anyway, Saturn Irons are I don't find junkyards. And did I talk about anything recent of substance on my way to work? Not really. All right, go me. Speaking of my ability to focus on a given topic and get to the point, I watched another video today. I did my usual thing, came home, went to sleep pretty quick because I was tired, and then woke up after being awake less than 2 hours. You know, I thought I had uploaded my next installment on my vlog, but come to find out I inadvertently left it in private mode versus public. I'm looking at it going, why isn't anybody watching this one? Why isn't the view count going up? So I try and wait until I've gotten at least a handful of views on that one, on whichever one, before I upload the next one, to make sure I'm keeping them in sync, and then also it seems like if I upload the next one after the one before it doesn't at least get some views. Lately I've been going for like 10 views, but like for the longest time my thing was 4. At least if I got 4, I'd keep getting views. Generally, sometimes it didn't. But yeah, it's hard to believe there's videos on this channel. Not that my videos are so great, but there's videos on this channel that have like 4 views or less. But there are. Some of them are actually kind of interesting if you're bored enough to scroll through my channel and seek them out. Me filming crazy homeless people as I'm walking. That was probably the high point of this vlog, was me when I didn't have my car. I didn't have a lot of viewers in it, but anyway. But yeah, I'm actually getting here on time. It's 53 after, 54 after. There's a 5-minute grace period. I'm not too worried about it. Oh, and the whole 60-hour thing I was concerned about. Having a discussion about my hours here with somebody yesterday that realized I had nothing to worry about because the work week here is from Saturday to Friday. And I had Saturday off and I had Thursday off. So I was never at risk of... It always feels like my work week starts on Sunday, but the actual Amazon work week starts on Saturday. So today is actually the first day of next week. Oh, it's a DJ right in front of me. I can't tell. Oh, which reminds me, I didn't do TDR last night. Not that leadership didn't want me to. There were just so many people that were qualified to do TDR, and they all seemed to grab they grabbed all the available tablets before I went to grab one. So, actually, at work last night, and I can't really keep talking because I need to get to work now. I work 339, Doc 339, all night. And just for the record, I loved it. I love working in Doc 339. Sorry I wasn't able to be very coherent, but hey, it was a fun dive through my past. Hope you all enjoyed that. Crazy behind it uploading stuff. Today, the problem with that being my stupidity of when I uploaded the next one. I don't understand why sometimes by default YouTube puts it to public and sometimes it puts it to private. It used to always do it public on the Obama phone when I uploaded from the Obama phone, but for some reason the iPhone doesn't. Every now and then it uploads it and it sets it to private, and I don't realize it set it to private, which is annoying as fuck. And then I don't. This is not the first time I've done this. I don't catch it right away, and yeah, so just end up getting farther behind. Anything else I really want to mention? Priscilla came over this afternoon. Helped me up a little bit. Didn't finish what she started, so yeah, not happy about that. Although she did say she would. Cats are out of food. She did say she would come by if the deadbolt's unlocked. She did say she would come by and feed the cats, which I believe she actually will. My daughter Allison said she would come by and do some of my laundry. She didn't show up at all, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that. Dang, I hate the way people litter in this parking. I don't have time to pick that up and put it in my car with the recycling. Anything else? Yeah, so work was cool last night. Just worked in 339 all night long. On that note, I need to get inside, so I don't want to stand up. So I really don't want to have to work in anywhere other than outbound MP. At least Cody knows I'm coming in. I think Cody and Brett both know I'm coming in tonight, so hopefully they'll plan around me accordingly. I mean, I'm not a regular on the shift. In fact, I haven't worked a Saturday night in a long time, but I'm enough of a regular in MP inbound that or MP outbound, not to be confused with fluid outbound where I really don't work, but outbound, the area I always just simply refer to as outbound. I'm enough of a regular in that department that yeah, even though there's regulars on this shift and I'm not one of them, I seem to generally get priority over them to a point. So it's kind of weird. I've certainly got some seniority here. Anyway, I'm trying to think, is there anything else I wanted to mention? Oh yeah. So as I said, I'm going to be tired tonight. Wow, it is a full moon. You know, Allison asked me about a full moon yesterday morning when she was at my place and my daughter Allison trying so hard to cheer me up as I was like really, really depressed. And nice. I was really, really depressed. She's trying to cheer me up, and she said that the animals and stuff were acting crazy, and she asked if it was a full moon. I said no, it's daytime. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just so matter-of-factual with shit. Like, full moon? No, it's full sun. Duh. But it does. And for some reason, what I'm seeing... Oh, there it is. I'm looking where I think the moon is on my video screen, and I'm seeing just that bright light. I'm just getting so much glare off the street light, parking lot light. But the moon kind of obscured by crowds, but it definitely looks full. That's not what I was going to talk about. Anyway, kind of disappointed my daughter never showed up to help with the laundry today, because I could have really, really, really used that. Priscilla showed up, didn't bring my bag. Still didn't take care of my physical needs, but just kind of added to the untaken care of tension, so not happy about that either. But I do believe she'll actually show up to feed the cats, so that's a good thing. So anyway, I was saying, yeah, I only slept about 90 minutes, woke up, couldn't get back to sleep, finally got back to sleep, and then Priscilla came up, woke me up like 3 hours freaking early, which I did go back to sleep after that, but yeah, I hate it when that happens. Absolutely hate it. At least if you come in and you've waken me up, like hop on it and ride it. Of course, every time I ask her to do that, she's like, oh, I can't do that anymore. I'm not fit enough to do that anymore. And maybe she isn't. As I've said, I feel like I really need a younger woman to satisfy me at this point. I really do. Like the one that just walked by. She looked damn good to me. But yeah. Anyway, it was so just trying to get myself back to sleep and occupy my mind so I can get myself back to sleep. I was wandering through YouTube and saw another video that from a content creator. You know, I feel like I've watched this particular content creator before, but I haven't watched. I don't think I watched this particular video before, but it was another one of those. Hey, these are the telltale signs of Asperger's. How to know if you're on the autism spectrum, yeah, it fit me. It described me to a T. It was kind of unnerving how accurately this particular one described me. So, and the exchange I had with people in the comments section was certainly interesting as well. I do want to try to link to that in my description, which of course I might not get around to doing because I'm really bad at doing that, but hey, if you watch this all the way to the end and you are curious about it, mention it in the comments, because I do actually see most comments that are left on my channel, and I try to respond to them. And it's like, hey, what's up with that autism video? Somebody posts that in the comments, and I haven't posted a link to it. That'll remind me that, hey, I need to post a link to that, and I will get on it. Anyway, on that note, thanks for coming with me on the drive, and I gotta get my ass into work.